Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Verbling. Hello, I'm teacher Oakley. And today we're going to practice using modals and the second conditional to express what we would do in hypothetical situations. And I'm going to be using very extreme examples of hypothetical situations. First of all, what are modals? Modals are used for various purposes, to give advice, to ask permission, to show obligation, but today we're focusing on modals to show probability. Words like I would do something, it's a possibility. I might, I may, or even could shows one of many possibilities. We're going to be using these modals to express imaginary scenarios or hypothetical situations. I'll be asking the students different questions which involve tough choices and hypothetical situations that they would have to consider what they would do. Notice my continued use of would. When we talk about hypotheticals, we use would a lot. And also, we're going to be trying to use conditional sentences, specifically the second conditional or the unreal condition. For example, if my life were to end tomorrow, I would go to Disneyland. Okay, very simple. The if clause has past tense. If I had $1 million, had is simple past, I would buy a Lamborghini. Okay, I might, I may, I would probably. Any of these constructions are possible using the unreal condition. It's different than the real condition, in which we say we use present tense and a form of the simple future. For example, if it rains, I won't go to the beach. Okay, there's a negative, but a very real condition. It rains all the time, so that's very possible. It's highly unlikely you're going to end up with $1 million in your pocket before the day is over. Good luck with that. I hope you do. Anyway, hello, Marcos. How are
Hello,
you?
Oakley. I'm fine, thank you. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing okay. Thank you, Marcos. All things considered, doing all right. Okay, Marcos, you ready to talk hypothetically for a bit?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. Uh, okay. Let's say. All right. Let me actually give you a scenario and then pose my question. Let's say you were very rich, Marcos. I'm talking billionaire rich.
Ooh,
Ooh, yeah. Sounds good? Uh,
sounds awesome.
okay. But what would you do if you were a billionaire? You had $1 billion, but you found out you only have very limited time to live.
Mm,
Oh, tragic. Sorry.
oh,
Oh, so terrible news. Okay, you only have a week or a month to live. What are you going to do? What would you do with your $1 billion?
well, I would try to have as much fun as I can. Uh, enjoy life. Uh, stay. Enjoy my family's presence. Uh, I would spend more time with some close friends to say my goodbyes.
Okay, but the real point is really the question is what would you do with your $1 billion? How would you leave the money? Who would you leave the money to?
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, well, I would leave to, well, to my mother.
Okay, $1 billion is enough for about, I don't know, 10,000 people to live comfortably for the rest of
Exactly.
their lives. So you're going to give it all to your mother. Okay.
Yeah, she would be wise enough to spend it
Ah,
and share with others.
there we go. Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. The reasoning behind your decision. Okay, and let's attempt to use the second conditional in our answers. Okay, just to for it's good practice. All right. So actually saying the if I were a billionaire and I was dying, if I were. Notice something weird there with the second conditional. All right, this is worth noting. Notice I've given a couple examples in the class of saying if I were. Weird, right? Because normally, of course, simple past, I'm going to conjugate the verb to be as I was. This is a weird exception in English. We actually use, instead of was, I was, he was, she was, we would use were in the second conditional. It's
Yeah.
weird. I can't explain it, but that's the way it is. English grammar. It's crazy. But anyway, I'd like to try, if you can. You did use modals, and that's a
Okay,
lot of what
I'll
I
try
was
to
trying
put
to.
a,
Okay,
I'll try to use it in the structure.
sure. I'll give you another chance. I'm going to talk to Juan here for a second. Hello, Juan. How are
Hello,
you?
Oakley. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing okay, all things considered. Um, okay, Juan. Let me see if I can pose a question for you. Uh, okay, let's give you a weird situation to figure your way out of. What if you could only talk to one person for the rest of your life? Who would it be and why?
It's a tough one,
Yeah, it is.
huh?
Hey, the class is absolute hypotheticals. They're going to be tough. Yeah. Okay.
Um, let's see. I don't have a wife yet, but I wouldn't like to talk to her all the time. I think that, let's see. Nah, I'll stick with the most favorite member of the family,
Mm-hmm.
yet to be defined. So
To be
I would,
defined. Uh-huh. Okay. Uh, okay. I like your phrasing. All right. Yet to be defined. Or in English, we might say uh, a place to be named later. They don't want to say who. They use the phrase "a player to be named later."
a
Uh,
player to be named later.
Sometimes you see this acronym TBD. Do you know what that means?
Mm, no, never seen.
Uh, oh, okay. Well, this is a good one for you guys to know. To be determined.
To be
All
determined.
right.
Mm.
Okay. Uh, uh, okay. Now, uh, okay. So how could you? All right. So not sure of the answer. How could you say that using the second conditional? All right. Again, let me remind you. The question was, what uh, if you could talk with only? What if you could talk with only one person for the rest of your life? All right. So how could you use the second conditional? First of all, you'd have to restate the condition. All right.
Using if.
Uh, if I we're only able to speak to one person
Okay.
for the
So
rest of my life.
I cannot say because I was gonna say if I were to speak to
Ah,
someone the rest of my life, is it correct or
well, if I were only to speak with one person for the rest of my life, yeah, you can use the infinitive to speak. That would be okay.
okay? So for example, if I because now I have to write a lot in English
Uh-huh.
and sometimes I don't want to sound like a robot or that the other person thinks I'm a machine or I'm using a like a template. So I
Yeah,
like to try to change the grammatical way of writing. So
sure.
this in I can use this for, with this example. I can use it both ways, and both are grammatically correct.
Sure. The key is, looking at the Unreal conditional sentence is to make sure. Doesn't matter what, if you're using gerunds or infinitives as descriptors, as adjective clauses or whatever, um, or even as nouns. Uh, it doesn't really matter. The key is to make sure that you have a past tense in the if clause,
Okay.
but
Take note.
not, see, if you're a past tense, but not a past perfect, because then you're looking at the third conditional and you're talking about the past, not the future. For example, in the third conditional, if I had known that at the time, I would have decided differently. So now I'm using past perfect and present perfect. But the whole sentence is talking about the past, a hypothetical in the past. So
That's the
don't
second
use
one.
perfect. What's that, Marcos?
That that's the second conditional.
The one I just described is the third conditional. There's three. The first is the real condition. We use present tense and a future, simple future. If it rains, all right, simple present tense. I will stay home. Okay, will stay, simple future. Second conditional has past. If I were the president, again that weird were, but simple past. I would abolish taxes. Yay! Okay, using a modal of probability. I would, I might, I may. Any modal's okay. And then the third conditional, if I had done something in the past. So it's also hypothetical, but the second condition is hypothetical about the future, and the third is hypothetical about the past. If I had known that information, I would have decided differently. Would have decided, present perfect. So it uses perfect tenses. Okay,
Okay.
The third one is hypothetical about the past.
correct. You got it. Absolutely. Okay, Marcos.
Uh,
Juan, go
Yeah.
ahead. You have a question?
oh, yeah. So sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. I just wanted to verify. In the second one, if I were the president, you mentioned that the other word was modal, the one that
Yeah,
okay.
it would. It was the example I used. I would abolish taxes, for example. Okay. Uh, okay, Marcos, here's a tough question for you. If you could eliminate one weakness or limitation in your life, what would it be? Tough one.
Hmm. What kind of limitation you mean?
I don't know. I have several limitations. One of them is money.
Yeah,
uh,
I would eliminate the money issue because to me it's what's keeping me from doing what I want most of the time.
Hmm.
So if I
There you go.
if I if I could,
Could
yeah,
is
also
okay.
I'm starting with the, yeah, if I could eliminate uh, eliminate a limitation, I would choose the money issue, the money thing.
Okay. And notice Marcos is using could in the if clause. That's okay. Uh, could has different functions. We use it to ask, to request information. Could I have some information? For example, could I have a cup of coffee? Make a request. It's also used to show a possibility in the future. I could run for president, or I could move to Jamaica. It's a possibility, however likely or unlikely it is, that doesn't matter. Or could can be showing uh, a past tense of can. If I could
Yes.
do something. So if I could swim for 30 miles, I would swim the English Channel, but I can't, so I won't. Okay. All right, so we can use could uh, in the if clause. Okay, Juan is asking if I could have is correct. It depends. If you're if I could have verb, then you're talking about the past. If I could have, and have is the main verb instead of an auxiliary, or in a perfect tense, if have is your main verb, yeah, you could do that, and in the second conditional. If I could have a chance to go to space, okay, well there you go. One, if you could have a chance to go to space, there's a good one. Uh, if you could have a chance, if you had a, and no, and then we might just say, instead of could have, we might say if you had a chance, of
Yeah,
course,
better.
depending on what you're saying. If I could have an ice cream cone, all right, in that case I'm going to use could have. If I could have an ice cream, if I could have any flavor ice cream, I would choose pistachio because it's my
Good one.
favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good one. I
yeah, it
agree.
is. You do. You concur?
I
Great.
concur.
Yeah, it is my personal fave. Uh, okay, in that case, it would be perfectly all right. So, Juan, if you had a chance to go to outer space, money's not an issue. Would you do it?
Well, since money is not an issue, yeah, why not? I I would go to space and take a tour and several planets, and I'll landing in. I would like to go to Mars to see if it is true that it is red that there, and if and they really sent the Pathfinder.
Oh, oh, conspiracy theory. Okay,
Yeah.
funny.
Well, I don't know if I would take such risk.
Oh, interesting. Really? Okay, I like that.
Yeah,
I like your English construction there. I don't know if I would take such risks. That's very
yeah.
good. And but why?
Well, because even though the technology is well developed today, there are still risks involving the trip. Go, like you're getting to a spaceship, going to the space, coming back. There is the small chance of everything going wrong and you're dying in the process. So if I had a lot of money, I would spend in a better way than putting my life into risk.
Okay. Uh, all right. Actually, uh, there is. I just want to share this with you. There is a right now. There is a program. It's a nonprofit startup called the Urgency Network, in which if here's the deal: if you make a $10 donation to a good cause, you can enter a raffle to win a ticket on the XCOR or XCOR flight, which is going to start commercial space flights in 2015.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Cool.
really. So it's a raffle. I don't know how much of a chance truly you would have, but there's actually a program where for $10 you're in the raffle. So maybe you could actually take a trip into space, not going to Mars and different planets and all that, but just breaking through the atmosphere into space, experiencing weightlessness, I suppose. I imagine it would have to be. Uh,
Yeah.
okay. But anyway, that's a real thing. Uh, it's called the Urgency Network. And here, you can Google it and find out about it. I think it's for me, I would rather I donate my $10 to the Urgency Network for a good cause, have a chance to win this to go to space, rather than do the ice bucket challenge. But that's me.
Yeah, good one.
There you go, Marcos. Would you do the ice bucket challenge? If somebody called you out and challenged you, would you do the ice bucket challenge? Do you know about that?
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, I
Okay.
I would do it. I see no problem in it. It's kind of silly, but it's for a good cause, I suppose.
Yes. It has made for some very funny videos, that's for sure. Some very
Yeah, I've seen some.
silly things. Yeah, definitely. There's been some very stupid videos. My favorite was the mayor from Toronto. I don't know why. He took a garbage pail.
Really? I haven't seen this one.
Yeah, well, okay. Uh, okay. Uh, all right. Well, that was an easy one. Let me give you another one. Uh, okay. Hmm. Okay. Let's say truly hypothetical. If you could suddenly switch lives with another person, for example, a celebrity, a politician, famous leader, a writer, who knows? If you could suddenly switch lives with one person, Marcos, who would it be and why?
I would switch with the writer called Martin, the one who's writing the Game of Thrones books, so that so that I could see the ending of it.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. If I could trade lives with one person, all right. Do you know his whole name? Is it George? No.
I think it is George Martin. Martin.
I didn't even know that he was the writer of that till you just said that. I have read
Oh,
his some other books, novels from him. I'm familiar with that author, and I that's his style, but I never connected that. I never realized who wrote that
oh.
series.
Well, it's the most important of his writings.
I didn't even
I,
realize
I
it.
mean, I wouldn't say most important, but it's the most famous one.
Famous for sure. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay. I I love that show and I hate that show. I love it because it's great. I love fantasy and science fiction. I really like it. I really enjoy that genre, those genres. However, the problem is where I live, they only play it intermittently, and it doesn't seem to make any sense. So I never see the series. They play it one season and then don't play it the next season, and then they play it the third
Oh,
season. So I'm totally lost. I don't know. Why
that's
is the
sad.
dragon suddenly in another country? What is going on? I'm always lost. I don't understand.
No,
Anyway,
that's not a thing.
it's kind of stupid. I don't
Yeah,
know what it is. HBO Asia does this all the time. They play a series, but then they stop playing it and introduce a new series and just eliminate the old series in the middle. But then they bring it back like a season later. So you never know what's going on in any of these series. It seems like a
the total
ridiculous,
math.
stupid marketing strategy. If I could talk to somebody from HBO for just 5 minutes, I would bring up this little problem. Juan, what if you could talk to somebody famous for 5 minutes? Who would you talk to? What would you talk to them about? Famous world leader or just a girl you really want to get to know?
These ones are tough one, man.
Yeah, it is.
At this point of my life, because I'm getting older, I would say to the girl, because it would be my own. I think it would be one of my last possibilities. So I'll wait for a world leader for later.
Okay. All right. So, so who would you pick? Or again, it's to be determined.
TVD.
That's a tough one. That's a really tough question. Uh, that's a really tough question. Marcos, if you could talk to someone for 5 minutes, Obama, Putin, your president, or I don't know, a really super attractive uh, model or actress, who would you talk to?
Well, to be honest, I don't have anyone to talk to. I don't like, I don't follow. I'm not a fan of any actor in specific. I don't think talking to a politician would change much, so it's hard to say. But if I could choose a fictional character, then
Oh,
I, yeah, I would choose Gandalf of the Lord of the Rings. I would love to talk to him.
awesome. Okay, making a hypothetical even more hypothetical. And nice
Yeah.
job. Perfect example of the second condition there. That was actually really, really good. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Juan, you have a point. I think all of the world leaders right now are kind of second rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, I don't know if I still have a chance to answer the question,
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Why not?
but
No, no
can I
rules.
include one who's already passed away?
Sure.
Okay. Um, well, although it will sound like because he was really famous and everybody always answered this question with him, but I would really like to have had a chance to talk to Nelson Mandela because
Yeah.
but I have a specific question.
Ooh.
And like having the opportunity to say, well, just between us, uh, tell me if it's really true that you deep in your heart for forgive or forgave what is the correct way?
Forgave, because it's in the
Forgave.
past.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Thank you. Forgave those people who did those things to you, those injustices. Do you really, really, really believe in in that power of forgiveness? Because you
Hmm.
know, when he died, well, I'm getting a little bit off topic, but when he died,
It's okay.
the day they announced his death, that was the first thing that came to my mind to say, well, of course, aside a great person has left the world, it's a great loss, but did he really um, did that, felt that, because if
Yeah.
he indeed did, he was that great. That makes a great man or woman, a great person. That quality.
Hmm. Okay. Not to bring down your heavy statement, I agree with it, but also because it's English. When we use did, that's the past tense. Did he really
Okay.
feel that? So we don't have to say did he felt that.
Okay, great. Did
It's actually
he
did he really
really?
Double
feel
pass.
it?
Did he
Okay.
really did feel that? Thank you.
Yeah. Uh, that's a very interesting question. I also find Nelson Mandela to be a fascinating person. I just can't. 30 years in jail. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
How could that not break your spirit? It's just unbelievable. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, okay. uh, okay. Let's see. Marcos, here's a. You like the crazy hypotheticals, obviously. Uh, if you were assured you you would not fail. Oh, by the way, okay, it's also all right. If you were assured you would not fail, what endeavor would you attempt? What amazing accomplishment would you try to do if you knew you could not fail and you could attempt one thing? I don't know, maybe a physical thing, climbing Mount Everest, or uh, maybe who knows, whatever you can think of, reading someone's mind. I don't know. Uh,
Hmm. Well, if I would, okay. Hmm.
Making $1 billion. I don't know. World
Well,
peace. I don't know.
if, well, no, not that much. I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
I'm a little bit self-centered, so I I would, if I didn't die in the process, I would jump from the highest building in the world, so I could feel the freedom of falling, uh, falling down, but not dying in the process.
Okay. All right. Good one. Actually, do a little base jumping. Okay.
Yeah, but without the rope.
Yeah. Right. Uh, okay. Have you ever done any skydiving or anything related?
Yeah,
Base
I
jumping.
have never practiced any kind of radical sports. I'm a very lame person.
Okay. You know what? I just occurred to me because you said that, and I want to demonstrate that we can turn the second conditional around backwards. You know what I would do if
Mm.
I could do anything and I was assured that it would be successful? I would like to try. You know those guys who jump off a cliff and they have like bat wings? You know?
Oh yeah,
Do you,
yeah.
do you know what I mean? I don't know what you call
Um,
that exactly, but they just sort of glide and they have like a tail, their legs spread, and there's cloth between their
yeah,
tail or whatever, and they
almost
sort of
like a bat.
yeah, like a bat. Yeah, and they glide down, and then in the last
That's
moment they
interesting.
pull the parachute or whatever. I would love to try that, but I am way too chicken. I'm way too chicken to
So do
try it
I.
now. Okay. So am I. I would
So
still
am
I would jump out of an airplane now, but I wouldn't try. Too many of those guys get killed. They always get killed.
I. Well, that's the risk you have to take.
Well, no, I don't. Others might. Uh, okay. Uh, Juan. Oh, I have an interesting question for you.
Okay.
All right. If you were able to retrieve only one item on the way out of your burning house, your burning apartment, whatever, what would that item be? What would you grab?
My dog. Well, an animal is not an item, but if it
Your dog.
if it applies, my dog.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a good choice. At first, I thought you said your duck.
My dog.
You have a duck? Awesome. Uh, okay.
I
Can you
didn't get
try?
the question.
Yes, Marcos. Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
Oh, okay. If you were able to uh, collect and bring back is to retrieve. If you retrieve something, you go and get it and bring it back. Like a dog, Labrador Retriever, you throw him a stick and he runs and gets it and retrieves it for you. He brings it back. So, if you are able to retrieve only one item on the way out of your house is burning, you only have time to grab one thing, what would it be? That's the
Oh,
question. Yeah, tough one. It would be my
so
refrigerator.
one chose his dog. Good one. Uh,
Ah,
hmm. Well, I would pick my video games.
really? Oh, come on, really?
My books as well.
Uh, that would be tough. Uh, okay. Marcos, do you have a place where you keep very important things like documents or keepsakes, photos, or anything like that? Do you have a specific place where you keep really things that are really sentimentally important for you?
Nope, I don't think so.
Not really.
Yeah, well, the important stuff is my documents, my personal documents, stuff like
Hmm.
that. But I don't have like old photos, things like that. I
Okay.
don't get attached to those kind of things.
Okay. Just an offhand question, off topic. Just curious, because I'm older than you. I'm sure, and at points in my life I've been very careful to do that. Even keep them in a fireproof box, and then other points I just sort of forget.
Hmm.
Stuff a bunch of stuff into an envelope and put it on a bookshelf.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know. In various points of my life, they've been very important and very not important. Very unimportant, I should say. Hmm. Okay. Juan, I have another question for you.
Okay.
All right. If you could switch job responsibilities with your boss, would you do it? If, bam, just like that, you and your boss switch positions, would you do it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like
Well,
to. Well, I have done it, not entirely, but as a backup,
uh-huh.
and it's not been easy. I'm not sure if I have done it correctly, but what I do know is a great opportunity to learn,
Okay.
and so I
What I
would
do know,
do it.
okay, wait a minute. What I do know is that it is or was actually both are possible. You're talking about it as a general idea or the actual time you did it, doesn't matter. What I do know is it is a great opportunity to learn. All right. So, okay, give me the second conditional, Juan.
Okay. If I were to have the opportunity
Okay.
to switch my job role with my boss, I would definitely do it.
In a heartbeat, right? There's an expression for you. I
Hmm.
would do it. I would do it in a heartbeat. meaning without thinking instantly.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a nice phrase. Do it in a heartbeat. Yeah. Okay. Uh, all right. I do it every day because I am my boss.
Some
Uh,
people say that that's the worst kind of boss,
to have.
being your own boss. Yes.
Well, Marcos, well, what do you think about that? If you could be your own boss, would you do it?
Mm, I would probably die of starvation.
You never have much confidence, Marcos.
No, I procrastinate a lot. Sometimes I can be very late. There's no one around me to say, "Hey, do this, do that, please. You have to deliver this."
Yeah. What I'll tell you, Marcos, since I do work for myself, I have that problem as well. I think most people procrastinate, but I'll tell you what I have. It's not even procrastination, really. It's the ebb and flow of my motivation level. Some days I wake up and
Exactly.
I'm so motivated and I get so much work done, and other days maybe it's my day off, you know, and I know I have a lot of work to do to catch up, and I can get caught up. I know I will be happy when I'm caught up. I'll feel satisfied and very pleased, and I know it's going to make me feel better to do my work, but I have no motivation. I just can't do it. It's my day off. I just want to sit around and watch James Bond movies all day. I just don't care.
I know exactly how you feel.
Yeah. Well, that's life, I guess. It's nice to know I'm
Yeah.
not the only one. Okay. Thanks, Marcos. Uh, okay. Uh, okay. I have a weird question for you. Okay, Marcos, I'm going to give you another one. If uh,
Yeah.
if you had an unlimited shopping spree at only one store, which one would you choose? An unlimited shopping spree. All right, just throw everything you can in a cart. If you've ever seen this, like on a game show, they give you a certain amount of time. But let's say you had plenty of time. You got an hour. Everything you can push out the door of the store is yours
For free?
for free if you had an unlimited shopping spree at only one store. Which store would you choose?
Oh my gosh.
Tough choice.
Stop. Oh, let me think. Oh, well, I'm a really big fan of video games, so I would probably go to a video game store and get as much games as I could.
Yeah, you could probably clean out the store in an hour,
Yeah.
I would imagine. Yeah, and then all your friends and family would get video games for Christmas.
Yeah, the bad ones.
The bad ones, they're duplicates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's an interesting question. So, Juan, what store would you raid?
Um, well, I have two choices: CompUSA
Hmm?
or Advanced Dealer.
Okay. What was the second one?
Mercedes-Benz Dealer or
Oh, wow. I hadn't thought of that.
Me
Yeah.
neither. Cars. Oh,
Yeah, right.
uh, too late now.
There's there's a I went to Manila, the big city here in the Philippines, a couple weekends ago, weekend before last, and really I should be shocked for this. Uh, it's totally pointless. But there's a row on one of the biggest avenue in the city, the main artery of the entire city. There's a section where they have, I don't know why, but well, Philippine style, they put all businesses of the same kind together always. So imagine if you can, they have Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Lamborghini, uh, every amazing, like, awesome car in a row, a car dealership in a row. You just walk down the street. It's like a half a kilometer of nothing but luxury, beautiful cars. Really, Bentley, Rolls Royce. I mean, really nice cars. Jaguar. Crazy. I, I I left my wife at the hotel and went walking down the street. Don't tell her. Just deep in fantasy land, actually, having this very
Yeah.
fantasy. You know, crazy.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Sometimes
But
I'm walking over a parking lot or anywhere, and if I see like this exotic car, those ones that you say,
yeah,
that I just stare at the car. If I was like seeing, I don't know, something extraordinary, so I
yeah,
stare.
yeah, yeah. But then you walk into one of those places and they instantly know, oh, there's no way. Or at least me, speaking for myself. They just look at you. They don't come running over like, oh, sir, what can I do for you? They just look at you like, oh yeah, right. Never
Yeah.
mind. This guy's not buying anything. Okay. Uh, all right. Marcos, you like really, really hypothetical questions. So here's another one for you. If you could visit uh, one person in history, actually, earlier you talked about Gandalf. If you could go back, never mind one person in history. If you could go back to a certain time or time period in history, when would it be?
The Renaissance. I would travel back to Renaissance.
Ah,
Yeah,
why?
I find that period in history fascinating.
Okay.
I studied a little bit about it in college, so it
Uh,
was one of my favorite topics. I
are
was
there
really impressed.
any particular luminaries of the Renaissance? Any special people that you would like to talk to?
Da Vinci, especially.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that, of course.
It's kind of cliche, but it's the truth.
Well, yeah, exactly. It is cliche, but it is the truth. Who is more interesting than Da Vinci? Really, really, he, he's very intriguing. He has a lot of secrets. You know,
Yeah,
it would be interesting to ask him some pointed questions. Why? Why? Why didn't you build a helicopter? I don't know. Uh, yeah. Okay. Juan, if you could take an early retirement, what would you do? If you could retire early tomorrow, would you? First of all, I guess it's a two-part question. Would you retire early, and if so, what would you do? If it was financially feasible, let's
Okay,
say.
okay, well, financially feasible. Yeah, yeah, I would retire. I would go to. I would buy this dream house in the mountains, um, big property,
Hmm.
lots of animals, lots of Mercedes Benz, and I would dedicate my life to, well, maybe to the same stuff that I do in my job, but as a hobby or project,
Hmm.
and uh, live a quite normal life. But I wouldn't think my the wife would like that. or maybe.
Maybe shoot. Yes, they would.
Mm.
uh, Juan, I do have to tell you that, okay, you've got a dream house, Mercedes Benz, and lots of different animals. Sounds a lot like Michael Jackson.
Oh,
No, man, don't tell me that, please.
Gotcha. Sorry, Juan, I couldn't resist.
Well, because it is yours, okay, but
Yeah,
no, no, no,
I'm
not
joking.
that guy. Not
Uh,
that guy, please.
I know, just kidding. Okay, Marcos, try this one on for size. If you had a chance to go anywhere in the world for dinner tomorrow night, all right, all expenses paid, where would you go?
hmm. Well, if I was to go alone, I would go to London. And if I would go with someone, like a girl, I would go to Paris.
Ah, très romantique. Yeah.
Yeah, trying to get lucky.
All right, we'll give you +1. Okay, we'll invite you to dinner anywhere in the world. +1. You can bring an extra person. I don't know if you've heard that expression before in English. If you have an invitation +1, it means you can invite one person to join you
Nice.
on the
All right.
invitation. So there you go. Paris, the Champs-Élysées. I can never pronounce that. God, I need a French
The
person
city
to
of
help me.
light.
The City of Light, indeed. Okay. All right. Fair enough. How about you, Juan? Where would you go for dinner if you could go anywhere in the world? Hmm.
Mm. I need suggestions for, and I know you are the right guy to ask
Really?
for. Yeah,
Sure.
because um, best food, exotic food.
Hmm.
What would you recommend? Italian restaurant.
Oh my gosh. See, that would be very difficult. Personally, I would not choose to go to a world famous individual restaurant. I would love to go to some, secret little uh, family owned restaurant in Tuscany, for example, for some
Mm,
delicious
Oh,
northern Italian food. Beautiful countryside. Really
okay.
cheap but delicious wine. That would be great. For me.
have you been there?
No, and actually, sorry.
No, not yet. And yet is the operative word there. Uh, Juan.
No, that actually that's you like read my mind because that's what I'm looking for. I'm
Mm,
more interested in the quality of the food and the scenery. Not
yeah,
that uh, not that much into like fancy stuff or if the you have to tip the guy $100 or stuff
yeah,
like that.
right.
I would concentrate in the food, quality of the food.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there are famous restaurants in London and Paris and New York City, but eh, I prefer the quiet. I don't know. For me,
Quiet and cozy place.
yeah, that's me too. I agree. Uh, okay, let's see. Um, uh, okay, Marcos.
Mm.
Let's see now. All right. Hmm. If you could change where you lived, if you could choose anywhere to live in the world, where would you choose to live? And we're going to have to say, imagine you have enough money to live there comfortably.
Oh, I get it. Hmm. Well, probably in a very small city in England.
Oh, really? In-
Yeah,
Interesting. Why?
yeah. 'Cause I like peaceful places, and if I have the money for it, I wouldn't have to worry about living in a small city because I would be able to buy anything I want. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Hmm. And I already know where Juan would like to live, somewhere in the mountains in his dream house. All right. Juan, if you had a dream house, what would your dream house include? What features, what attributes would it have? What really cool extras?
Uh, well, a balcony because I'm gonna have a great view,
Okay.
and it's a balcony, jacuzzi, a chimney, mm,
Okay.
pool,
There we go. Some
high
fun
high speed internet,
stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
a
I,
that's
really
important.
really really cool home office, and another room, an exclusive room for watching TV. So you know
oh,
those
okay.
huge televisions,
Uh, I
and
actually, okay.
and a big garage because I'm gonna have a lot of cars. So I have to.
Yeah. I actually had a friend who took care of a property for a very, very wealthy individual. And so we went to his house when he was out of town. Awesome. Wow. He has his own private golf course. So he has one of these projection rooms, like with a giant like movie screen, well, not as big as an actual cinema movie screen, but maybe half as big, really, really large. And he had like a hot tub jacuzzi in the projection room, so you could soak in the hot tub. Little tables for your drinks.
Oh my
It
God,
had a little
that's living the dream.
little swing around tables so you could actually eat food while you're sitting in the hot tub watching a large screen TV.
Yes.
Crazy. And a bar in the room. So obviously he was accustomed to having servants come in and out and a bartender and yeah, having a few friends over for a quiet evening at home. You can imagine. Unbelievable. Yeah, I would like to have an observatory with a telescope. One of
Mm,
the like round domed observatory, maybe a telescope that rotates around.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, not bad. Marcos, what features would you love to have in your dream house? You could have anything.
well, I would add everything you guys said it so far,
Yes.
and I would have a game room, of
Oh,
course,
of course you would. Oh yeah.
as a library, a personal library.
Oh yeah. Good one.
Yeah. And I don't know how to say adega to put wines. How can I say to keep wines? Uh, it's
I
adega.
can,
I don't know.
what is that? I'm not sure.
It's that room in the basement where you keep
Like a
good
storage
wines.
room.
Oh, a wine cellar.
Wine cell.
Sure.
Yeah, I will have one.
Oh yeah, good choice. Oh, I like your
Uh,
thinking, Marcos.
yeah, I
I
will
do.
have my a big room to watch movies, bring girls over.
Okay.
Yeah, enjoy
All right.
life.
And enjoy life. Well, that's a happy note there. So I would like to end the class on these happy thoughts and wish you guys happy thoughts, sweet dreams. Dream of Mercedes and yeah, pretty
Yeah.
girls in your TV watching room. All right. Thanks a lot, gentlemen.
Okay.
All right. Take
Thank
care.
you. Okay.
See you
Nice seeing
next
you.
time.
Take care.
All
See
Bye
right.
ya.
bye.
Bye for
Bye
now.
bye.